pit stop. It's a pit stop. Pit stop. It's a pit stop. Pit stop. It's a pit stop.
And welcome back to your Purple Pants podcast pit stop coverage of Amazing Race, season 38, episode 11. I am joined with my co-host in a tropical, beautiful island, the winner of Amazing Race, season 29, Miss Brooke Camhi.
Hello. I tried to do this outside. The island is beautiful. It is Grenada. It is lovely. Full disclosure and warning to anyone who chooses to come here: the mosquitoes are mutant. I mean, if they carry diseases, I would have those diseases. I have no skin left on my feet. They have eaten me alive because I have the blood type that the mosquitoes like. Apparently, they are attracted to certain blood types. It's always been me. So I had to do this inside and then we were backlit and I looked like one of those people on those like Dateline episodes where you don't want to reveal your identity. And I just looked like a black blob. And if I had a voice distorter, it would have been like, there would have been a thing under here and said,
chooses to remain anonymous to protect our identity. So
we had to, you can see the beautiful tropical room shade behind me. Are you jealous? You should be.
I very much so am. Did you, when you were on the Amazing Race, did mosquitoes get you too?
So a bunch of the places we went to, yes. And yes, actually I had to have I did like most women do, like an egg freezing thing. I'll share this. That's fine. That's like normal. I wasn't allowed to do it for 2 months after I got home from the Amazing Race because Zika virus was a thing at the time. And we went to countries, Brazil, which was a Zika country. And so you had to be out of those countries for 60 days before you were allowed to do any of those medical procedures. But I do remember in Vietnam at the end of June, I got a mosquito bite on my arm and my arm just started to blow up. And the medical team drew a circle around it. And they're like, we need to keep an eye on it because if it gets big enough, you'll need medical attention. The circle was like this little circle. And then it became, I think you can probably see it. Like when we do our rewatch, I said it. You might be able to see it in like the 11th episode.
Oh, we will absolutely have to keep an eye out.
I am very allergic to mosquito bites. So fun fact.
It's always interesting, like when people are allergic to like stuff that they can't. Now this is random off topic, but like when you hear people like say that they're allergic to latex or like gloves and like
and other things.
Yeah, because I remember.
Because how'd you find that out?
Well, I found that out like in 8th grade.
Wait, are you allergic?
No, but I remember it was like 8th grade. We took like a class trip. To some like old city, Philadelphia, like this, and we were like, we got to go on South Street, and South Street had like an adult bookstore, and I remember like going in there with like my friend Taniqua Cooper. Hey, Taniqua.
Hi, Taniqua.
We snuck in, and they were like condoms, and they were like lambskin, and me and her were like, "What is this?" And then like the lady, I'll never forget the lady at the store. She had like piercings and tattoos, and she was like telling us like, "Yeah, like a lot of people have a latex allergy, so they're like lambskin condoms." And I was like, "Oh,
that's great."
Yeah,
people stay safe, but you have to wonder. Like the poor person who's allergic to latex, who didn't know they were allergic to latex and was trying to be responsible sexually.
But then it just makes you wonder, like, what is what is a lambskin condom made out of? Like, obviously it's lambskin, but like lambskin?
Like not wool, like the skin but I don't know. Actually, I've never felt. Hi, Mom.
Hello, Dale. Also, I have Dale's number. Dale and I text now. So, hello, Dale.
She'll say hello back. She's going to call me at this moment when they're watching it. Hilarious. And can I just really quickly on the side give a quick congratulations and mazel tov to Izzy and Paige, who just this week eloped. I'm so happy for them. We love here on the Purple Pants podcast.
I love it. And there's also Nicole from this season of Survivor. She was the first boot, but we love first boots. We love pre-mergers. her and Izzy, I never realized like the similarities of them. And it was so funny when they were in Boston for Brice and win this season, and they like took a photo together, and like I was just like, I never saw it until I saw it. And it was so amazing. And also Nicole got engaged to her fiance a couple of weeks ago. So I love, love is in the air.
We do
Still
love
waiting.
pre-mergers.
We do.
I'm here with one. We have a Survivor pre-merger here with me on vacation.
Is it Brian?
It is.
Wait, how you say? Don't tell me his last name. Brian Cordian.
Corridon. Yes. Brian is here.
Yes,
He's saving me a beach chair as we speak.
Yes. Well, okay. Well, listen. Well, let's get you to your beach chair. This Amazing Race episode was interesting. I feel like I feel like I almost wanted James on this episode, because I feel like all season we've been saying like a lot of the challenges have been easy. And when we did a recap with James a couple of weeks ago, James was like very like, these are easy. I felt like the detour or the task outside of the dancing was extremely intricate and hard, and I loved it. So it wasn't like a complicated episode, but I thought it was really interesting. But the way I was so nervous watching the episode when we did our checkpoint with Taylor and Kylan, if you haven't checked it out, it is an exclusive to the Brice Izyah YouTube channel. You can check out all the checkpoints with Kylan and Taylor, Jag and Jazz, and Izzy and Paige. We know Kylan's like not like Brooke's mosquito heel, but Kylan's Achilles heel was dancing. So I was so nervous for Kylan, and we could get to it because I had to like text him because I got emotional. But I thought it was a really good episode. Not a lot.
And then we had a scramble. There was a little scramble within an episode, because usually, and someone will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the scramble's new. It's within the last handful of seasons, and it's usually been the leg is a scramble. You can do the tasks in whatever order you want. This was like a scramble within a leg. So there were other tasks too. And I actually really loved that. I loved there was an active route information. I'm so jealous. I was in Paris a couple of months ago and they got to dance at the Moulin Rouge. So jealous. By the way, Kylan and Taylor, I mean, come on. And then, because we knew Kylan doesn't dance. Disagree, sir. I believe that you do. And we watched it here, and I have to tell you, edge of my seat from a typing task. Like, how did that? I don't know how they made it interesting, but they did. And we're sitting here, and Eliza from Survivor is also with me, and we're sitting here. And the Amazing Race. She was on the Amazing Race for a hot second. She'll say it.
I didn't see that season, fine. But I didn't see that season, so I
wasn't a great season, and she'll tell you that too. But I will tell you, we're sitting there going, like from people typing. Like, so, okay, they knew how to make something that was not particularly exciting. So kudos to the Amazing Race. I'm very excited to talk about it with you. And shall we?
Yes. I also, with even the Moulin Rouge, also, whenever I think of Moulin Rouge, I think of Patti LaBelle, I think of Christina Aguilera, Maya, Pink, and Little Kim. Get you, Yaya. I didn't really know the can was exclusive to the Moulin Rouge.
That's like where it came from.
I didn't know that.
I love like, their outfits. I would have been like, I'm keeping this. That outfit was spectacular.
I always, whenever I watch that Amazing Race, I always imagine it's Wendell and I doing a task, and I'm like, I would have wanted one of the dresses. I thought the dresses was so. I mean, don't get me wrong, the outfits was cute, and Adam and Joseph, they looked cute. Jag and Jazz looked cute, but Jag and Jazz is so tall. Adam and Joseph a little more like bigger, and like they just was. And I liked their outfits, but like I wanted one of the dresses. I would have like, I want to do a little. Ooh, but anyway, but yeah, again, I didn't know the can was from the Moulin Rouge. That was like another interesting fact. I had to pause the episode and Google it because I'm like, they wrong.
They lied. I will tell you, I love the judges. I loved I really did love everything about this episode, which is so
well.
rare.
Actually, I didn't love everything.
Okay, we'll get there. Should we get there? You want to tell me now, or should we get there?
I mean, I can tell you now when we get there.
Okay. Tell me now.
We only have one more episode left. Amazing Race. How are you going to leave us on a to be continued? We don't know who's going into the final. I don't like that. I like to know who is going into the final on the last episode. Like, and I remember a couple of seasons ago, we got into the final 3 3 episodes. And like the last leg was a 2-episode part. So like I don't like this.
I don't like it either
combustion.
because honestly, if you've watched 11 episodes, you're going to watch the last one, whether it's a cliffhanger or not. Nobody's going to be like, oh, I'm not watching because of who's in it or who's not in it or whatever. So I prefer to know too. I like knowing. And they used to do, you know, in the season finale of The Amazing Race, and it talks about the final 3 teams being like, here's why we're going to win, or here's how we're going to take it, or I know we're the underdogs, but whatever. And they didn't do that now because they're not showing who the last team is for the next several days. Both Joseph and Adam and Izzy and Paige are just like in suspended animation, and we don't know who the final third of the final 3 teams is. And so, yeah, that's the only thing, the only little teeny thing that's not for me. But the rest of it,
loved it.
But
yeah,
loved it.
Okay, let's get on a plane or a train.
Meanwhile, also there's like this. Okay, so shout out to Spice Island Resort in Grenada. This place is beautiful. They know everybody's name. They're just taking such great care of everybody. They have given me 74 remedies for mosquito bites, including soaking your foot in rum, which I think just made it more delicious for the mosquitoes, but whatever, that's fine. But they have this amazing like library room. It's beautiful with a big TV. And so we co-opted it the other night because frankly, we're like the only group of people here younger than 70. There's a lot of people here who have been here, coming here for the last 30 years since they were 40. And so we had Survivor on the background. We're playing games. The bar is open. They're bringing us drinks. And then The Amazing Race comes on and I'm watching. I'm taking my little notes. We're playing the games. We're doing the stuff. We're drinking the drinks. But it was really, really great. They're taking such good care of us. So yay to Spice Island. If you find yourself looking for a place to go, this place is.
Yes. Come on, Spice
bring
Island.
Bug repellent.
Okay. Spice Island needs to sponsor the podcast so we can do another field trip. We're going to the Renaissance Fair. We could do a resort trip, play games. I know Andrew and his wife would love to be a part of it. So shout out to Andrew.
Andrew and his wife. Now she doesn't care.
Yes.
Amazing.
She sent me a video. Shout out to Caitlin of Andrew's reaction, hearing us talk about him. And it was the cutest thing ever. She said, I always save the podcast episodes that you mention us in. So guess what? Get ready to save all of them. Because we saying Andrew. But anyway.
Love that. You'll have to show me the video. Okay. So episode 11. Episode 11. We have 4 teams left. And yes, we still have 4 teams left at the end of the episode, but I'm willing to overlook it. Jag and Jazz, Izzy and Paige, Joseph and Adam, Taylor and Kylan, and we are going to Paris, but not before some Expedia ad. So bundle your hotel and flights. Side note, they didn't stay at those hotels. That is ridiculous, but okay, fine. I understand. You need to have your show paid for by your sponsor.
That was my gripe. Like, I used to like it when they used to make it seem a little more realer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, first of all, I love the fact that I can say, like, I've been watching Amazing Race forever. You know, I'm 8 seasons in, and now I'm a Amazing Race savant. But I used to like it when you would get to the end, and they would be like, oh, you can choose where you're staying. And they would do the ad that way. This ad was so weird. Not weird, but, like, it just was so addy that I didn't like it.
I will tell you that on my season, we were in Norway, and we had it was Travelocity at the time. It was a leg continuation, and they were like, you're now going to book your next flight on the Travelocity app. But we actually did. This was real. We did look at the app and pick our flight, and then it was booked that way for us. So it wasn't but it wasn't like, hey, stay at this fake hotel. Joseph and Adam were all, this hotel has a gym. We're definitely going there. No, you're not. That's not real. Okay, but anyway.
And my thing is, where's the jacuzzi? Where's the pool? Those are the things on my list.
Yeah. Does it have a hot tub? Are there hammocks? I don't kid. Is there a gym? Although the people I'm here with, they're all, we're going to the gym. And I'm like, great. See you in an hour. I'll be getting a suntan. Gym on vacation or not on vacation. People like it. But
yes. I need a free breakfast because listen, those free breakfasts at hotels save you a lot of money. So
this is all inclusive here at Spice Island. So have any breakfast, have 17 lunches, have 400 drinks, and if you don't like your dinner, order 7 dinners for the table. So it's fantastic. I do love it all inclusive. There's something to be said for more anything, more everything, but they're great here. Anywho, that's not real, but we have one gripe at the beginning. We have one gripe at the end. Everything in the middle, I'm cool with it. So Jag and Jazz are feeling a bit cocky, and honestly, they should be. Izzy is suppressing her nerves, and Taylor's mom, I think she said her mom is French, but she definitely speaks a bit of French, and I'm like, okay, love this. I like when there have been seasons where you go to a place and people are fluent in the language, and I just think that's like such a cool advantage because you never know. Well,
okay.
I mean, that I love Ricky and Sacer, don't get me wrong, but I will say, you know what? Good for them. No, not anything. I'm good for him. He didn't pick the route.
Remember during that season, people were like mad, talking about like it's an unfair advantage that Caesar's bilingual. No, baby. You should have stayed in Spanish 3. You should have stayed in French 3. You should have took sign language. You're gonna be mad at Caesar because he's the truth, because he's smart, because he's bilingual. Please. I
would like to see Ricky on a season that starts in Hong Kong or something.
And
they'll probably still
Noah Caesar, he know a little bit something.
Right? He studied there under some fancy chef. Yeah, no, right. Yeah, totally. Also, shout out to Ricky and Caesar because they're helping me with a little surprise for, I'm going to spill it right now. We are going to be filming a season 38 Amazing Race reunion with, I don't think everyone, because there are some people who are not traveling in, but most of the cast will have at least one cast member there. So please submit your questions. We've gotten a bunch. I love them, but we need more so that we can ask everyone everything that you want to know. And Caesar and Ricky have helped me out with a little something for the reunion. I'm very excited.
Yes, that sounds exciting.
So
make sure
may not be, but that's another story for another day.
Listening now on the Brice Izyah YouTube channel, please get your questions in the comments. We want to know,
please.
and or on Instagram, YouTube, and for our Facebook listeners, because we know Brooke is the president of the Facebook club. Shoot her a message, send her a comment. She'll read it.
I absolutely will read it, and I will ask it unless it's something mean or inappropriate, in which case I might still ask it. Okay. Anyway, the teams are going to the Moulin Rouge for their next clue. Very famous burlesque club. The Moulin Rouge and the Crazy Horse are probably the two famous burlesque clubs in Paris. They're beautiful. They're so fun. It's all positivity, and it's a really, really good time. So if you go to Paris, check them out. We hear a little bit about how Izzy and Paige want to help their families. Very sweet. Joseph and Adam want to prove the doubters wrong. Very good. And Jag and Jazz just want to keep running a clean race, and they arrive first because, oh no, I'm lying. I'm so used to saying it. Joseph and Adam arrive first because they didn't need to drive there. So they get there first, and I'm like, okay, this is great. And now I'm thinking if they do make it to the finale, and the finale is all taxis, Joseph and Adam actually have a chance because they don't need to follow somebody in a taxi. So, okay.
I also thought of when I saw Joseph and Adam get there first, I was like, dang it. If Chelsea and Jack could have survived one more, like they wouldn't have got lost, and like, they could have been in it. But yeah,
I would have loved to see Chelsea and Jack do this. I feel like she would have been great at it. I actually think he would have been great at it. He just had such a good energy about everything he did. There was never an I can't. And there was never a I'm too old for this shit, like Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon. Is that the movie? Yeah. But there was none of that. He was like doing everything. And I also think he would have looked really cute in this outfit. Anyway, Joseph and Adam get there first. And it is a route information. It is an active route information, which I love. Rehearse a can, perform with the backup dancers. And I write, uh-oh, Kyland, you in trouble, girl. And so, yeah. But it turns out
he really wasn't.
No,
but
he really
I was mad at Joseph and Adam when they got there. They picked a lady. I felt like you guys should probably have picked a guy, being as though you're all male team.
Okay.
And just in my mind.
Did they ask anybody like who wants to teach us, or who's the best teacher, or who is in charge here? Like, I don't know if they asked, but I also had beverages and was playing a game at the same time. But they said, we can't dance. And I'm like, I mean, come on, you probably can.
No, they can.
They
Okay.
can.
I mean, I could do the little can shuffle, and like again, shout out to them because they were trying, but whoo, like left foot first. Adam doing his left foot, Joseph start with his left foot, and with his right foot. I mean, it was like watching robots with no oil.
But they kept going and they kept their spirits up. And I appreciate that because when things are difficult, it's very, very easy, especially when everybody else shows up and this team passes you and the next team passes you and the next team. And you're like, oh no, we made it so close to the end. One more and we finished the race and everybody's passed us. But I give a lot of credit because not everybody has rhythm.
And they were like watching the other teams do it and cheer. Here is Jag and Jazz got there. And again, immediately why I love them, because I'm also thinking in the back of my mind, as people are like, Adam and Joseph spent a lot of time rehearsing, which I love that. Like, get it down. But I loved how Jag and Jazz was like, let's go in there. Because also in a previous checkpoint or a previous with a guest, we talk about how you have to get changed and that process. And I'm like, you have to get into costumes. Like, I would have thought, like, in my mind, I'm thinking the best thing to do is like, okay, even if you don't have it, just go get in the costume.
To get the feel of what you're wearing, the shoes, the slippiness of them.
Having the costume on, because now it's like that is another team comes, they still have to get in costume. So like, I just thought that was a missed step by all of the teams. I would have like, let's go just to get in the costume. But what do I know?
Jag and Jazz show up. They're excited to dance. Jazz is all, I'm not flexible, and he's not, but they are having fun. And then Izzy and Paige show up third. Kylan and Taylor are stuck in traffic, but after the commercial, they show up. And so we hear about Kylan not dancing. He's like, this is my biggest nightmare. I have to do it. I don't have a choice. But he like apologizes to everyone for the fact that he can't dance and then dances. So stop saying you can't do things. This is the pot calling the kettle very, very black, because I said I couldn't do everything, but that's fine.
And can we also give a shout out to Izzy, because Izzy looked gorgeous. And her dress, I said, look at Izzy. Now, I forget who had the black woman judge or the black woman teacher. I think it might have been Izzy or Paige or Kyla, but she was the best. She was the absolute best teacher. She was praising them, giving them also critiques. I was loving her. Also, here's another very positive thing of this episode. Top tier judges.
Yes.
Both judges for both detours, roadblocks that we had to do, whatever they was, they were absolutely great. The judges here, I felt like it was American Idol. Like, I'm
wondering, were these people somebody famous? Because they said the judge's name was Kyle. I don't remember if they gave the other judge's name, but I was like, oh, it's Kyle. And Kyle, you could tell when they were getting it, the judge was like, yes, 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 you got it. And then when they weren't getting it, she was kind of chuckling. She was like, I shouldn't be laughing. I shouldn't be laughing. But they were like, do it again. Like they wanted them to get it. They were excited when they did get it. And all of the ladies from the Moulin Rouge were like being very supportive too. They were like, you're doing great. Like, I just loved the positivity. But I will say, I love Jag and Jazz. Love them. Don't get me wrong. I think they are very, very lucky that Taylor and Kylan did not perform first, because they were given the pass. I don't know if they shouldn't have given a pass. Like, it was mediocre at best, but I guess this was the best that they were going to get out of people. And so they gave it to them. But they had all the heart. They tried. And so I give a lot of credits.
Their spirit fingers. They, sometimes even when you're not good at it, you have to put on the show.
And I definitely think they sold it.
They put on the show. But again, we can't even go with that model, because if you're saying that about Jag and Jazz, and you know me, I love me some Joseph and Adam, baby. I don't know. I don't know if they actually got it.
They should probably still be there, but that's okay, because they had the heart. Taylor and Kylan. I mean, I feel like I knew she'd be good at this, but like, he was also good at this. They were genuinely impressed. They were like, you want to drop? Yeah. The whole thing was the way she was doing the skirt and the kicking and the rhythm and the everything. It was, I want to do this like root information. I would have loved this. This would have been so fun. I did the kick line in high school. I was a kick liner. And so this would have been fun for Brooke. Although my partner not a dancer. So he would have been like, no, I think we would have been able to get him to get it.
Scott would have got it.
Yeah. The thing that I like about Jag and Jazz, though, they did a very smart thing. They're like, let's go see it. So you know how fast it's going to be, what it's going to feel like, what the lights are, what the stage is, what the judges are going to say. Like, let's get in there. And they did that very quickly. And I think that obviously ultimately helped them get in and out as quickly as they did. Plus, the more times you do it in front of the judge, the more lenient the judges get. And I think that's why they gave them the thumbs up. So good for Jag and Jazz. Note to future racers: try quickly and try often.
Get in that costume.
Right. Yes. Those costumes are great. Ugh,
they really were. They probably were the best costume, like the suits. And it looked like the suits were tailor fitted. That's an outfit I would have been like, can I keep this? Can I race
the suits
in this?
are definitely tailor fitted because you give every measurement to the Amazing Race before you go on the race. Like I had to go to a David's Bridal and get like my, oh God, I don't remember. You give them your girth, you give them your whatever. And I was like, I'm sorry, what is this measurement? And it's like your measurement. No, it's like the measurement around your trunk, like for your length of your torso. You give them every measurement. Side note, we were in Italy and we had to put on this gondola outfit. The shirt fit. They gave me a size like 36 pants. I'm like a size 24 pants. I was running around holding these pants up like they were gonna fall. They would have fallen down. Like I'm holding my pants with one hand and singing with the other. But I kept the shirt because it's cute. And now I have it. If there's a world in which you can find me that can outfit, I will wear it for several future podcasts and a Halloween. So yeah, I loved it. Okay.
I loved it too. I really loved it on Joseph and Adam. They just filled them out.
We should find those outfits and wear them to something together because that's kind of cute.
I'm sure they're findable.
Well, let's do it. Okay, so the last two teams keep going back and forth. Izyah and Paige, Joseph and Adam. And unfortunately, they've gone after Taylor and Kylan. So the bar has been set way up here. But these two teams just keep trying. They have all the heart in the world. And kudos again to Joseph and Adam who see Izyah and Paige get it and they're still supportive and they're like, great. I could stand a little bit more cutthroatness. It's a little kumbaya for me, but I still appreciate it. But think about this on like season 5 with like Colin and Christy. There wasn't going to be any, oh, you did great. They're going to get out of the way. I need to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, this can. Them doing the can dance made me think that
can't if you're
Joseph. Well, I was going to say Anthony and Bailey would have really been able to they would have got this immediately. They would have looked great in their suits. They would have got the dances and they would have been in sync. And so shout out to Anthony and Bailey. Also, shout out to, what season was it? Jeremy and what was his brother?
Oh, Liam and Jeremy.
Also, a huge shout out to Jeremy on the challenge. We have seen since the Challenge USA the injection of amazing racers
small injection. We need to inject some more amazing racers into the challenge.
We will, because Jeremy has won this season of the challenge, and a huge shout out to him. And also, he is on the Brice Izyah 2026 Zaddy calendar. What a surprise!
Side note, ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking for a gift for anybody or yourself, do yourself a favor. The Brice Izyah 2026 Zaddy calendar is on sale now, and you will not be disappointed. It's amazing. Brice is the hardest working man in show business. Support him, support the podcast, and get yourself a copy of Saul in a Vest, apparently.
We have 3 amazing racers on this year season. And in celebration of Jeremy, because I don't normally like to show the photos, but listen, Jeremy ate it down. Jeremy ate it down in the photo, and this is January 2026. So bless your heart. The holidays are here. Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas.
Start your year off right. Yes.
Started off right. Okay. Jeremy is giving us, we can figure out his girth in this photo. Okay. For all of his sizes. So bless your hearts. The Brice Izyah Zaddy calendar. All year round. Click the link in the YouTube bio, the Instagram, or wherever you can find it, and bless somebody's holiday spirit. But anyway, a huge shout out to Jeremy. But I love that because since I have gotten on this amazing race train, I'm like, where are they at? Why are we not seeing them on the challenge? And I think with this
you could have seen
Jeremy,
one more of them on the challenge. if she wasn't so scared that she was actually going to die on live television and said, this might not be for me. And then it was like the CBS version. And then it was a lot of math. And I was like, I could have done math. Why didn't I do this? Because I was scared I was going to have to hall brawl and that somebody would have literally broken my spine because Brooke is not strong. Okay.
But wait, I just want to say with Jeremy Wynn, we just want to give it up for Jeremy. I needs to see Jeff Bailey on the challenge. We know that Amazing Race people are amazing and they are beasts and they can do it. We need to see Jeff Bailey on the challenge. Okay.
Amen.
So let's get him on there. Anyway, okay, back to the can.
Okay. Okay. So anyway, Jag and Jazz finish. They have to take a taxi to, I don't know, someplace that I didn't write down for their next clue. Izzy and Paige get it on their fifth try. They're in third place. Joseph and Adam get it on their sixth try. They're in fourth place. And these judges really want the teams to succeed. I'm very excited. At this point, Jag and Jazz gets the next clue box, and it is a roadblock that says, who thinks they know their type? That was this already? Wow, this took up a whole lot of the episode. Okay. So you have to type on a special typewriter the poem at the base of the Statue of Liberty in Braille. It looked kind of easy because the typewriter only had like 6 keys, but no. They were such sticklers. And I have never felt so much for Izzy as I did in this moment because we get Taylor in there. She is doing something incredibly smart. She is taking her envelope and she is moving it letter by letter to make sure that she doesn't mess it up. She gets the spacing right. She gets the letters right. This team is smart. I got to tell you, Taylor and Kylan, very, very smart players. Whoever coached them is a genius. I don't know who that is, but if it was somebody, they knew what they were doing. Okay.
I had so much. Well, first of all, I loved how Jazz took his time. He was the only one there, and that had to be like easier. But this is also one of those ones that I felt like, what is it? The slower the tortoise, the wins the race, or what's the saying?
Slow and steady wins the race.
Slow and steady wins the race. This is one of those ones where it's like you can't really speed through it. You just have to take your time. And this is where I thought Izzy was phenomenal. Izzy passed Joseph and Taylor.
Izzy wrote it in 7 times in the amount of time that Joseph wrote it in 1. And poor freaking, oh my God.
And she was only getting like one thing wrong.
Bryce, there are 6 of us in this room. And some of these people do not watch The Amazing Race. You know, some of these people don't like reality TV. But then there are us. And we're going, like we've had beverages. So anyway, we're sitting there and we're like, what? I've never been so like invested in a typewritten page of anything maybe ever in my life. But we have Jazz doing it. These judges also hilarious. They start talking about how they need to get themselves a cup of coffee because they're going to be here a while. I love these two. These are so funny.
When they said, should we get another cup of coffee? Like, they were hilarious. These were by far the best judges of the season. Bring them back. I love their dry humor.
Take them to every country. Have them judge everything. They were so funny. So let's see. Joseph and Adam and Izzy Paige are right by each other. Izzy, something about not speaking French. Oh, so Izzy goes, take a taxi to the whatever place, whatnot. And I'm like, oh, that's funny because when we were in South Korea, I was like, let's go to the whatever cultural center because I didn't want to mispronounce something. So I just called it the whatever because what do I know? And so Jazz gets the poem. They're still in first place. And they must have been like very far ahead because he finishes writing this thing before anybody else even shows up. And I wonder if that means he got it on his first try. I have to think he would have. And the clue is a route information and it says, get ready for a Parisian scramble. And I'm like, okay, great. So they have to find 3 statues of liberty around the city, collect 3 clue pieces along the way, and it will tell you where you need to go, which, by the way, is right by the Eiffel Tower. Been there, beautiful place. Have been to their actual pit stop, like Matt location. Love it there. Go check out Paris. It's beautiful.
Well, so many questions, but also just want to point out that, like, you know, I love the Statue of Liberty, but like, you know, I was hoping that we would get a little more background on the Statue of Liberty. You know, the original Statue of Liberty, people say was a woman of color. And, you know, it was
Green?
A gift. It was green because, you know, like the color turned or the copper, but like, you know, it's supposed to symbolize like the emancipation of slaves and
Yep.
freedom, and like she has chains at the bottom of her feet,
Mhm.
and they're supposed to be on her hands, and they didn't. First of all, how you get a gift from somebody and like you alter the gift because you don't like it because like it shows too much of the American history. You
Right.
know, we had slaves. Our history is tainted, but like the gift from them. And so they removed the shackles from her hands, but the shackles on her feet are still there.
Yep.
And I believe you can, when you go into the Statue of Liberty, because I've never been, but like,
Oh my gosh, Brice.
I drove by it in like one of those like speedboats. You know how you do the monster boats. I drove by, it's, you know, beautiful, but I was hoping to hear a little bit more of that history, but we didn't. But
We should go to the Statue of Liberty. We went on a class trip on like 5th grade to Ellis Island and the Statue of Liberty. We got to go all the way to the top. Very cool. Very, very cool. Anyway, that's
is it steps? Do you have to walk? It's not an elevator in there,
It's
is it?
it's steps.
Oh.
I mean, unless they've updated in the past 30 years, which I guess is possible, but I don't think so. Yeah, you can go to like the Crown. Very cool. Anyway, not important. What am I doing here? Get ready to do the scramble.
Interesting. Like we always say, you're on Amazing Race long enough, there's a challenge or a task for you. Or I have come to believe that it might not be for you, but there's an emotional attachment potentially to it, because Joseph talks about how Joseph and Adam's mom, I guess she was blind in one eye and going blind in the other eye. So this was like really important for Joseph to get this. And again, it was like the combinations of it were so interesting. And this is one of the ones where I would have been taking my time. I wonder how Eric and Tucker would have did with this, because we seen them with other challenges like this. So, but it's curious to know how they were doing with it. But again, just to see how fast Izzy was flying through this was actually really incredible. And she did it a couple of times, and each time, as fast as she was going through it, there were only like one mark errors. Like that was
second letter, one space. Oh my God. I was like, and you could tell that the judge felt badly. She's like, oh, you missed one space. Like, I'm going to go get another coffee. You're going to be here a bit. Yeah. So it was for Izzy, like we were invested in this very, very much.
And even more awkward, like, I guess because you say the producers look at it already before the judge actually looks at it. So like as the woman is reading it, even before she puts a red mark, like Taylor said, like, oh, they're loading the paper. I already know, like, that would have sent me through the roof. Because I would have been like, why is you loading the paper? You don't know yet. But clearly he do know, because that load the paper would have sent me. I would have had to like, hey, go get some coffee. Hold up on the paper.
I would have been like, load the paper. I'm gonna have to start over and get me ready to go. I don't
also,
why can't
I load the paper? And why do I have to yell check and you take the paper out? I can take the paper out. If I could write the Braille, I can take the paper out.
Can you imagine if you ripped the paper out and the paper ripped? If they ripped the paper, then I'd be like, that's not my fault. You check it ripped. But if I rip it, I don't want to be responsible for that.
You could read ripped Braille. Okay, read it, ma'am.
Okay, so let's see. Taylor gets a check. She has one thing wrong. She has to start over. Izzy has one thing wrong. She has to start over. And then we see Jag and Jazz running around the city. I like that they showed a map so you could see like how far they actually had to go. I think it's always nice to see the total picture.
That was my question that I wanted to ask you about that. Kind of jumping around a little bit. We see that Jag and Jazz, which I think is smart, they decide to go to the farthest one first. And after they get that, they can kind of have the piece, and they're looking at it like, we think this is the place. And in reality, that might not have been the smartest thing to do. It might have been smart to save the last one for your last one, because you're kind of like trekking back. Is there a way that they should have done it, or is it just up for chance? And
you know what I'm realizing in this moment? Season 29 may have actually had the first ever scramble, but they didn't call it a scramble, because in our finale leg, we had to go to 3 locations around the city in any order that we wanted to get clues to send us to our next place. Hey, we did it. I didn't honestly just realizing this.
What did they call it?
A little bit slow.
The mega leg?
No, they didn't call it any of that. It was. Well, I'm trying to think of what was before that first clue, where it was like, go to these 3, find 3 locations. Okay, so we were at we went on in Chicago, like the one of the only stops that's an above ground like metro stop. You had to find a guy with a thing, and it was like, search the city for these 3 locations. They didn't call it anything. They just said, in any order that you want, you can walk or you can take the train. Those are your options. And find these 3. They gave us 3 riddles. Decipher these 3 riddles. Figure out where you're going. Go in any order that you want, and then you'll get 3 postcards, and it'll take you to tell you where your next clue is. But they didn't call it a scramble. But we were a scramble before it was cool. Okay, so if you don't know where you're going, though, I don't think there's any answer as to which is the furthest, which is the closest, because you don't know where the end stop is going to be at that point. So I don't think it really matters as long as you get good direction.
It looked as though there could have been a method that you just wouldn't have known, right? Like, okay, but we'll have to ask Brad, who is always in our YouTube comments, giving us his gripe, telling us what he loved and didn't love about it. Brad, let us know what they called it on Brooke's season. Was it like
they called it anything? All right,
we'll know.
He was there. Okay, so Taylor gets it. She gets it on her second check. They're in second place, and they're off to find the Statues of Liberty. Okay, so back at the Braille, Joseph and Izyah are battling for last place. Izyah gets it. I go, Izyah gets it. And I'm writing out, oh, she's got it. And then I go, wait, she messed up the second letter. And then I cursed, and I was very upset. Jag and Jazz have their second piece of the puzzle. Taylor and Kylan get their first piece of the puzzle. And back at the Braille, Joseph is getting emotional. Izyah is missing 1 space. Joseph gets it in third place, and Izyah is there alone. And I, at this point, have to give Izyah and Paige the same kudos that I gave Joseph and Adam when they were dancing, because she does not give up. You can tell she's frustrated. You can tell she's scared. This has got to be the worst moment of a feeling, though, because you've worked this hard to get yourself to the penultimate leg of the race. To not make it to the last leg for whoever doesn't go, but to be in the back at that point, and you don't know how much is left. You already did a task. You're doing a roadblock. Is there even a detour? Who even knows? And so you just don't know how much there is or how much of a chance you're going to get to catch up. So good for her for keeping with it.
Yes. And although Izzy persevered through and killed it, in my opinion, the star of the team, and I haven't been giving out my numbers a lot this season because, forever, 7,400 reasons why I love Angie Butler. But reason 237 why I love Paige. We've seen this time and time again in the Izzy and Paige dynamic, where Izzy, my heart is broken when Izzy comes out and she's just essentially like, I'm so sorry, babe. She's frustrated. And I love how Paige is like, baby, I'm so proud of you. I'm like, Paige is like, okay, feel how you feel, but let's get this tag. I love how she is so empathetic, but still bitch, this ain't over. We're not done. I'm proud of you. I love you. Let's go. Let's get this cab. Okay. But I find my man, I need my man to have a little Paige in her. I need my man to be able to empathize, calm me down, but still remind me the race ain't over.
And also, side note, shout out to Paige again, because she did it again. Remember last week I was like, Paige whispered under her breath, she's like, I'm gonna marry this lady. She did it again at the can when they were struggling. She said, if you paid attention, she said to the dance instructor, I'm gonna marry her. And then now they got married. So foreshadowing for a whole different reason. Okay, so Jag and Jazz are
let me just try to forward that. If foreshadowing works,
take the floor.
Okay. I just need to my tall. He could be tall. He could be short. He could be middle-aged, little younger than middle-aged, little older, preferably established, preferably a couple of properties, preferably months to wine and dine and spoil the baby boy. I do want to get married. I do want to have a private ceremony, and then I want to do a trip with all my friends, and I want to have a happily ever life. I don't want to work anymore. I'd love to be a house husband. So we're foreshadowing. So we're going to rewind back here when he appears. Okay,
this moment, 3 minutes in to season 38, episode 11's podcast. And when I'm going to play this moment, I know in this moment that Brice is going to find his man.
Yes.
And I am so excited to be here with you, Brice, and you, insert name here, for this beautiful, beautiful wedding. I'm so thrilled to be a part of your lives. Love you both. See, now we can play this then.
Yes.
And it'll be great. Just remember to
play
insert
it at the
date.
wedding.
insert the name in there.
Well, that's
That's all
fine.
we need to remember. Yeah.
John Doe. Okay, that's fine.
Imagine
Okay.
if that's his actual name.
And listen, Brice
That would be foreshadowing. What?
Brice Izyah Doe.
The Brice Izyah Doe. I like it. Okay, so Jag and Jazz are at the last place. They get their final puzzle piece. They know where they're going. Something Trocadero. This is the best feeling. Like, honestly, they're going to come in first place this leg, and they're going to get to hear, look, winning is amazing. But that moment, if you're a fan of the race and you hear Phil say you're one of the 3 teams racing for $1 million, I will never forget this feeling. So I'm so excited for them to have this feeling where they're like, okay, great. Also, side note, gripe, which I shouldn't have this gripe, but I've said it before. On our leg 11, there was no prize for coming in first. It was the only time before the end that we came in first. And had we not won, we would have won 0 prizes, even though we won a leg. They won a trip to Fiji. Love Fiji. Beautiful.
I also was thinking that was CBS being like, well, we have the Fiji Island with survivors, so that's a free trip. We'll just send them there.
Jag and Jazz, call me. I can tell you exactly where you should stay if you don't want to stay where they sent you. I stayed in the most beautiful place in Fiji of all time.
Also, random thought that I meant to bring up with this at the beginning of the episode. Again, I wasn't that hot on the Amazing Race theme of, or no, the Big Brother theme of the Amazing Race. But I've been enjoying the season. And at the start of this season, I was like, oh my God. Like, I have a personal relationship with all of these teams. Like, I could literally call every one of those teams. Like, I was so excited being like, wow, like I'm really rooting for my friends. And I'm so happy at last summer when they were filming and like all the stuff was popping up on Instagram. And I'm so happy I blocked all of that stuff because it's like, obviously, sure, there are spoilers out there, but like spoilers take the fun out of like podcasting and watching it. And so like just genuinely at the start of this episode, being excited for Jag and Jazz, Taylor and Kylie, Izyah, Paige and Joseph and Adam, like I love it. Like they're my friends. So it was just really a weird moment of being like, I'm used to maybe on Survivor when there are returning seasons, like knowing 1 or 2 people, but like the final 4, like we know them. Oh, so excited. So that was.
I will also say I didn't think I was gonna like it. When I heard Europe only, I was like, it's gonna be like stupid. I have enjoyed this season so much more than I anticipated enjoying this season. Because I just sort of let go and I was like, yeah, they're going to be in Europe. It is what it is. It's fine. Like, we can make fun of the fact that they've traveled 17 miles this entire race. But you know what? I've actually really liked it. I do very much enjoy when they go to Africa and when they go to Asia. But
we can insert the clips of Brooke's gripes, but
God, imagine just putting together a thing of Brooke's gripes. I don't even want to watch that.
It would be hours. It would be hours, days, months, years. We have the footage, Brooke, okay? But I am happy you turned the corner.
I have. I really have thought that for what it is, I think that they did an excellent job with this season. And I was worried, well, sure. Better late than never. I do think that when you have people who have been on TV before who are cognizant of the cameras on them, and there are some people on every show, but especially Big Brother.
Cognizant that the cameras was on.
Shout out to Enzo. I'm excited to see him next week. I like Enzo. So, but also you did Desi dirty. Okay. Anyway.
Okay.
Hi, Desi.
Karma is but I do love Enzo, but also for my girl Desi Wisdom. And shout out to Desi because she listens. Hey Desi, love you.
Hi. Okay. So wait, what was I saying? Oh, so when you have people who've been on TV before, especially some Big Brother people, they have a tendency to like mug for the camera. Like it's more about like what you're saying to the camera than like what's going on around you. I have found that for the most part, the teams here like sort of forgot they were on camera, which I love, and where you got to see more of who they are rather than what they were trying to show to the world. So thumbs up. I thought it was going to be a horrible season, and it was. I think it's great. Okay, sorry. Now put that in the positive.
Yeah. I was going to say, after the 6 hours and 37 minutes of the gripes, we'll put
30 seconds of positivity. Okay, so Joseph and Adam have found their first clue. Izyah and Paige get that
barely
clue. I mean, yeah, they
couldn't
find the girl in the
I
garden.
love, again, you know me, I love me some Joseph and Adam, and they are so smart and so attractive, but sometimes I'll be like, What is going on? Them running past the lady, Joseph turning around, looking at the lady, and then just, I think it was well, first of all, let's be clear.
She's wearing red and yellow, kids. Like,
And just and standing there and looking at you.
being like, hi. She's basically holding a clue, and they're like, is this her?
Yes. Should we ask her? Like, or
in all fairness, though, on our not scramble, we had to find people who, and for our first stop that we went to, kudos to Scott for this one. I found the other ones, but for this one, he was like, I think it might be these two guys playing chess. And I was like, what? And it was because they were in red and yellow, like a red sweater or yellow sweater and red pants or something. And I was sometimes they're not easy to find. This time
they were right in front of Joseph.
I'm trying to be nice. Okay, so Izzy and Paige then get the same clue. Taylor and Kylan are on their second, then followed by Joseph and Adam, Izzy and Paige. And Taylor and Kylan get to the final one. Izzy and Paige show up at the same time. So Taylor and Kylan know that they're one clue ahead of at least one team. And they are excited. Jag and Jazz gets the pit stop. Izzy and Paige and Joseph and Adam both get their third section basically at the same time. Taylor and Kylan check in. They're thrilled to make it to the end. I'm thrilled for them. And to be continued.
Like, stop playing. First of all, okay, because, I was in Baltimore for Brice and Win. So I was excited that, like, oh, Thursday night, I'll get to, like, have my night. Once, I want to say, when Kylan and Taylor got their second clue, I had heated up my, what did I have?
Shrimp and broccoli.
No, but close.
Oh.
What are the noodles? What do they call?
Ramen?
Yeah, no, lo mein.
Oh, I love lo mein.
Oh, ooh,
that's
ooh,
true.
It was so good. Well, it was like vegetable with shrimp.
Oh,
It was like, ooh, I just love it.
Question: did the shrimp have the tails on them, or did your place take the tails off the shrimp?
Do you want to know?
Yes.
Oh, I actually request for them to keep the tails on because, like, you don't know this weird fact about me, but, like, I love the tails of the shrimp. If I'm, like, eating.
You want to suck on the tails of the shrimp?
Not even suck on the tails. Like, here is, okay, random story. If I'm out with, like, my good friends, like, even Wendell, we'll go out and say, like, there's shrimp cocktail or something. Like, Wendell will, like, put the tails of the shrimp to the side of the plate, like, so nobody sees it and gives it to me. I eat them.
What?
Listen, we weren't that wealthy growing up, and so sometimes when we would have shrimp, my mom was a single mother, had 4 boys. She would cut that shrimp in half, and, like, I would eat the tails of the shrimp. I always thought you're supposed to eat them.
Wait, I'm sorry. The hard covering. Doesn't that give you a stomachache?
No, don't listen. This is a judge-free zone, okay?
I have no judgment. I have eaten some weird things. I will try anything. I will not try and eat a spider. It's the only thing I will not try. But anything else you put in front of me, I'm all for the weird. I'm all for, if you go to a country, you try whatever their local delicacy is. I'm all for the trying of it. But that just feels like it would hurt going down.
I mean, you chew, like, you don't just swallow it, like, you chew it, but, like, I enjoy it with a little cocktail sauce.
With no actual shrimp in it, just the casing?
I mean, sometimes they'll have a little piece of the shrimp at the, like, but it's the, listen, you like what you like.
I find it very satisfying when you're taking the tail off a shrimp and it pops off perfectly and the entire shrimp pops. It's like one of those, I feel successul when that happens.
Like a crab leg when you can.
Yes, and you get all of the, so perfect. Or like a lobster claw where it comes out perfectly. I'm sorry, what?
Lobster's overrated. Sorry, I said it.
Lobster can be done very wrong. If it's chewy, that's not good. This is the most first world obnoxious conversation. I'm like, when I have my lobster, I needed to have the caviar next to it and blah, blah, bloop, whatever. Are you kidding me?
So, I mean, caviar's okay.
Caviar. I'm actually surprised for someone who loves olives that you don't
like. They're okay.
Okay.
But I prefer chitlins over caviar. And it's like, that was watching a TikTok, like, where it's like how people frown their noses at chitlins. It's like, caviar and chitlins are in kind of the same realm of, but anywho, yeah, lobster's okay. Like, I'll take a lobster tail, but I think one time I was I went to Rhode Island with my friend, and we went to Block Island, and we went to, like, this fancy restaurant. It was like the first time I was having lobster, and I was like, lobster is a lot of meat. Like, it's just too much meat. That's the first time I'll ever say that. But it's just too much meat for me. Give me just the lobster tail. But the lobster tail, the claws, I was just like,
I'm looking right now
meat.
because they sent me, everyone else here is like, here's where we're going for dinner. And they just sent the menu. And I was curious to see if there was lobster on it because there isn't. But there's a catch of the day. And I don't know what it is. And I've just decided in this moment, I'm going to eat it. Whatever it is, Brooke's getting it. So yeah, anyway.
Was it Brian or Izyah, or is it a group text message?
It's a group text message, and the person who sent the menu was
Brian.
No, Matt, actually.
Oh, your husband. Come on, Matt.
Strange. Okay. Anyway, yes. So one of my biggest gripes, like I love Thai food, and I really love like a shrimp, like a red curry with shrimp. But I hate when you have like a hot dish, especially if it's like soupy, like a curry, and you have to like pull the shrimp tail off. And I'm just take the tails off for me. For me, take them off. I don't need them.
So
I will save them and throw them in the mail for you.
I forgot even what I was saying to the point of, this was my gripe. So I heated up my lo mein.
Mm-hmm.
I get back in the bed and I'm like, who went home? Like, I had to rewind it to be like, how did I miss this? Like, my big back self spent that much time in the kitchen. Then I like to rewind it. I'm like, oh my God, who went home? I was like, I literally heated up my food to have like, like for the excitement,
for
the anticipation, the moment. And then when I rewound it, and this was the moment, I immediately had to text Philip and say, don't play with me like that, Phil, because you're about to get Phil eliminated on your own show. Tell me who goes home.
Right.
I was pissed.
Love Phil. Love Phil. I was just going to ask you a question, and now I don't remember. Oh, by the way, have you checked your mail lately? Check your mail.
I haven't, but I will.
You should. There might be a little something from New York City. Anyway.
Your holiday card?
Yeah.
It's not.
I didn't like make a holiday. I didn't make a holiday card, but like I wrote you.
Oh, I know exactly what holiday card. But it's not a surprise if I call you and you're writing holiday cards and we talk and then we hang up and then 2 minutes later you say, "What's your address?"
I texted you for your address because I have it. Like I have your address. I was just being lazy and didn't want to go into like the wedding spreadsheet and find it because I was being lazy. But yeah, okay. So, and then you text me back, what's your mom's address?
Girl, Dale, listen, stop.
Well, did you already put it in the mail? She probably already has it. Oh,
no.
Then cut this out. You can cut this part out.
Dale, she's lying. I didn't.
I don't know what I'm talking about. He didn't ask for that.
In the mail for you, Dale.
Stupid. Definitely not. Okay, great. Yeah. So we have one more of these to do, and then the people. Well, right. The people will get. Yay. A reunion of season 38's cast. I'm thrilled. We're going to get to do this again. Hopefully this, I said last year, hopefully this becomes a thing. And I will say thank you to the cast of this season because they are very excited about it. The only ones who aren't making it are ones who have to fly back to their home city before we do it. Other than that, it seems like we're getting a really good turnout. So ask your questions. I will ask your questions for you. And hopefully we'll get to the bottom of some things.
Yes, we hopefully
will. And I apologize to Izzy now because
we may have another checkpoint to be scheduled. So if you want a final checkpoint with Brooke and I and another team, let us know in the comments. And yeah, this has been your Amazing Race, season 38, episode 11, Pit Stop with Brooke and Brice. We will see you next week, but I'm going to leave you like they left you. To be continued.
Bye.
It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You better listen in public, might make your stomach hurt. Ooh. It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to unwind, you better get that box wine. It's the Purple Pants Podcast. You're trying to get your snack, you better hurry right back though. It's the Purple Pants. It's the Purple Pants.